Welcome to the channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mabi Movie Mondays. Yay! I got a green screen now and a mic, so it's much more better quality. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a movie called The Train to Busan. This one came out this year, 2016, if you're watching this in November or December of when I'm uploading this. Thank you very much. This is a Korean movie that is pretty much a zombie movie, if you want to be that blunt about it. Now, it has some awesome things about it, but then, if you've been a horror movie fan and you've seen lots of movies of zombies before, then you're going to see a lot of the same tropes and stereotypes and just all that stuff. So, pretty much, the story revolves around a father who has a daughter who he quote unquote is estranged to. He's having trouble with his wife. They're not living together. I'm not sure if they're divorced, but obviously the daughter, goes back and forth, as a divorce happens. He is a very successful businessman. At the first, at first start, he seems like a very, very big asshole, and he kind of is, but, of course, character development, as it would seem throughout the movie, he becomes more selfless and through all that stuff. So, if you haven't seen the movie before, I'm going to try to go through what I remember, because I saw this like a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to talk about it. And so, minor spoilers. No, actually, I'll probably be spoiling most, if not the whole thing. So, it starts off, he's coming home with his daughter, and here's a funny thing, it's his daughter's birthday before he goes home, so he talks to his assistant, and he's all like, oh, what do kids like these days? And he's like, I got it. And he comes home with a Wii U or something. He's like, I got you this. And the daughter's like, and then it points the camera to like a Wii U. He's like, you already got me that last year for my birthday or something like that. So anyway, the house is very nice. You can see he's very wealthy. He works all the dang time. He, steps on people to get where he is. And the daughter's being taken care of by his mother. So they all live in a house together. And it's very interesting because it's a Korean movie, right? So you can expect there would be lots of differences from American culture. Now, one thing I found very interesting was that the culture, even though it's a very nice modern house, big, great furniture, widescreen TVs and stuff, the grandma, being like the elderly person that she is, grew up, when all that stuff wasn't really available to her and stuff like that. She was in the living room with her feet off and all stuff. It's like with her feet off, with her shoes off and everything. There's a nice little table. She's like preparing food in like this living room where it's like, oh, you would be doing that in the kitchen or like, outside back in the day. But it was pretty interesting how that happened. Anyway, so the daughter, the mom calls the dad and the daughter, and they're like, "Are you gonna come visit me over here in Busan?" And that's when the mother is. So the daughter's like, "Please, it's my birthday. Last time you said we would go and all that stuff." So the dad's like, "Okay, I'll take you." And then throughout, like most zombie movies, you're gonna see like small little increments of, oh, something's happening here, but you don't really see anything. Something on the TV, something on the radio, stuff like that. You see them go along this journey. So they get on the train, and it's okay. The movie's called Train to Busan, so mostly, I want to say like 70% of the movie takes place on the train. So after you get a little bit of the backstory of the father and stuff. And by the way, if you guys are wondering who is in the movie, I know a couple of Korean personalities, mostly because I watch like Running Man and stuff like that. But I do not know any of these actors, so it's pretty interesting when you go into like a horror movie and you don't know any of the actors, because you're like, oh, like if you watch like, I don't know, like Shaun of the Dead or something, some of the famous actors in there, and you're like, they're probably not gonna die. Who knows what they're gonna be like. But going into a movie like this, it's high quality, by the way, high production. It's just it was overseas and I knew nothing about it except it got released. So yeah, an interesting thing is you don't know who's gonna die, so it's awesome. So you follow the dad and the daughter as they go into the train, and this is where a lot of the only thing I didn't like about the movie is how stereotypical these kinds of personalities are that you see in horror movies, and particularly zombie movies show up. So they get on the train, and then very slowly get introduced to these other characters. There is a father with a pregnant wife. There is a asshole like businessman who only wants to keep himself alive. There is the teens going on, I think, a baseball trip or coming home from a baseball game and stuff like that. And there's like the elderly couple there who just, you think they're super helpless and stuff like that. So they just go along and you find out all that stuff. But I don't want to spoil too much if you're really, really, really wanting to watch it. All hell starts to break loose on the train. I'm not sure how the virus. Well, actually, they do explain somewhat, very subtly. You have to be paying attention of how, because they don't straight out say this is how the virus was, spread. You have to be paying attention. So I don't want to spoil that for you to watch it of how it is. But pretty much, let's talk about the kind of zombies are in this movie. There are two different zombies that I can think of right now. The slow ones, like Shaun of the Dead, and then the running ass ones from like 28 Days Later and stuff like that. This one has the really, really fast running zombies, and they seem to be like, well, here's the thing. They're zombies that are fast, but in the darkness, they can't get you. Like, they're completely blind. There's a part in the movie where the train goes, it's really cool how they thought of this. The train goes under the tunnel, and they have to go through another train bus to reach some other people. So what would happen is they would wait, like they would use their phone to be like, okay, we're about to hit a tunnel in this many minutes. It's gonna only last us 10 minutes to go through. So all the zombies are just like in between the seats, just out there. And then there's the storage area. So they go, we got 10 minutes. We gotta crawl through it and go right through it. It's pretty amazing. The fight scenes are pretty nice. The gore is good. The acting is very nice. Like I said, you don't know who is who. You don't know. You have no expectations of who's gonna perform well as an actor and who's gonna die, etc. Now, I watched this with my girlfriend. I actually kind of forced her to. I'm like, okay, because she's like really, really, really into Running Man and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, let's watch a Korean movie. She's like, oh yeah, what is it? It's a drama. I'm like, no, it's a horror movie. It's a zombie movie. And I try to make her watch Walking Dead with me. She does not like it, not because it's too gory. Sometimes it's a little gory, but she's like, oh, it's just they're stupid with every single decision that they make. It's a movie. You need conflict. You need people to be really dumb. Otherwise, everyone lives hunky-dory, and there's no plot. So, come on, babe. I don't even know. Like I said, the whole plot is to survive the zombie outbreak, whatever is going on, and for the father and daughter to get to the mother. So like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. I did say at the beginning I would spoil, but if you're watching this far, I really, really suggest you go check it out. Obviously, the language is in Korean, so you're going to have to find some subtitles somewhere. I don't know, but it's a great movie. If you are into zombie movies at all, this is one that you should check out. There are a lot of zombie movies out there that are high budget that people know. And then there are the lower ones, like Diary of the Dead, which is George Romero, I think, did that. Diary of the Dead. There's two other ones which didn't really get a huge theatrical, crazy release, unlike Train to Busan. So, it's about an hour and a half. I think it was, an hour 40 minutes. And it's nice. Throughout the whole movie, I was intrigued. I really wanted to see which characters would live and die and stuff like that. There are works in for a Train to Busan 2 because the movie does end on a rather open-ended note. So please check it out if you can. I'm going to give this movie, and by the way, this whole time I have not been going on any sort of script. These Mabi Movie Mondays are for me to hear just chill out, discuss, and whatever I can think of I'll say. But I'm going to give this movie 7.5 out of 10 out of 10. Reason being, it's because it's great. It's nice to see a different culture deal with this. There are a lot of different views that people have, a lot of mob mentalities that you see in the Korean culture going on here. And yeah, that's the only thing. There's a lot of the same things over and over. Like, this character's going to do this and that. They're going to act like this. You know some stuff's going to happen. But it got a high score because of just how well the acting is done. And it's just overall a very enjoyable movie. So 7.5, Train to Busan. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next week for another Mabi Movie Monday.